mitzvah on? Okay. Welcome everybody to the big night, Batsheva's Bar Mitzvah. So first of all, Lisa and I thank you all for coming, and we thank especially Batsheva for being so cool. And Batsheva, tonight, I'm going to talk to you directly. Anyone else can listen, but I'm going to talk to you because this is the 7th bar mitzvah we've done, and I bet none of them remember my speech, but you're going to remember mine because that's the kind of person you are. And a bar mitzvah, Chevy, is kind of like Matan Torah, when we got the Torah. Because even though you, Batsheva, became bar mitzvah already 2 months ago, still, we're celebrating it tonight. And remember what Matan Torah was. We talk about it on Shavuot, in Parshat Yitro. Sounds and thunder and lightning, the Anan Kaved al Hahar, a giant cloud, there was the sound of the shofar, Chazak Ma'od. It was like a fireworks display, the biggest party of all time. And then Moshe came down with the luchot, and what happened when he came down with the luchot? He broke them. And we have a second Matan Torah, which we don't talk about nearly as much, Chazal say it was on Yom Kippur. That Matan Torah, Moshe came down with the second set of luchot. There was no shofar, there was no loud noises, there was no giant cloud hovering over the mountain like before. And yet, the luchot, the second time, Chevy, were the ones that lasted. So the question is, why is it that the first luchot, which came with this giant sound, this huge party, didn't last, and the second luchot, which came in silence, did? I want to give you 3 ideas that I think relate directly to you. The first idea is that sometimes when you have a giant, unbelievable fireworks display, as much fun as it is, it can detract and distract you from what really matters. The second ones didn't make us forget what really matters, which is getting close to Hashem and close to each other. The second idea, why the second luchot lasted, is that when Moshe went up after the first luchot, after the first 10 commandments, the Sefer Tzadibro were given, people didn't really have anything to do. They were kind of just hanging around. They didn't really have the mitzvot yet. After the second luchot, they immediately started building the Mishkan. They immediately got to work. And when you start to get to work after getting something, it sticks. It's no longer something which is just in your head, it's something which really lasts. And third of all, the third thing, that's the real entertainment, right? And the third reason that the luchot the second time lasted, the first Aseret HaDibrot, when Moshe gave them, when Moshe received them, Moshe then went up, he wasn't there. But the second time when he came down, he was there with them, and Bnei Israel had a role model. So these are the 3 reasons, and they all relate directly to what we're doing tonight. The first reason is the difference between a giant party and a COVID-style party. This bar mitzvah is smaller than what we planned maybe 2 or 3 years ago when we were thinking about your bar mitzvah. It's smaller than the other kids' bar mitzvahs and bar mitzvahs. But that's okay, you know why? Because what matters isn't the size of the party or the noise that comes with the fireworks. What actually matters is the commitment that comes along with it. That we don't get distracted by the things that don't matter. Instead, we pay attention to what does matter. That is to do the right thing. To realize you're now a Jewish adult with responsibilities, who's taking on all mitzvot, who's becoming someone who is becoming more mature and more amazing every single day. That's what really matters. The second idea is that the second luchot, we immediately went to building the Mishkan. And Chevy, that's like you. I don't want to say anything bad about your sisters and brothers, they're wonderful. But Batsheva is the only kid of all of you guys, after we were done learning, she said to me for her bar mitzvah, over and over, we're going to keep learning after the bar mitzvah also, right? You know how you say that to me all the time? That's pretty impressive. That means you don't want to just have a bar mitzvah learning. You actually want to keep going. You're like the people after the second luchot. You're now going to keep going and keep showing initiative. And the third thing is that the first luchot didn't have a role model because Moshe wasn't there. But the second luchot, Moshe was there with the people. And in some ways, this might be the most important part of all, which is that for you, Batsheva, you have some amazing role models that you can look up to in your life. There are so many. I'm going to mention 3 groups. The first one are your amazing brothers and sisters. You're so lucky to have... No, we can argue about it later on, okay? But You're so lucky to have Ephraim, Yura, Talia, Yaakov, and Yaeli to look up to, people who demonstrate Hinei ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad, brotherly and sisterly love for each other and for you. That's one kind of role model. The second group of role models are your 4 amazing, incredible, loving grandparents. Saba and Savta. Saba and Savta, Nana and Papa represent unconditional love, but just as important, endless time. They don't just say they love you or even just feel it. They're always putting in time, doing whatever they can for you and all your siblings and your cousins. And that's something which is so important, a role model you can always look up to, for them for love, for commitment, and for showing you how it's done. And finally, the third role model I want to mention is Imma. Because you don't realize probably, because you can't, how amazing an Imma you actually have. That if you ever have to wonder, how should I act in a certain situation? You should probably just say, what would Imma do in this situation? And that's probably going to be the right answer, because she is an amazing role model, and as I've said before, the most amazing person I've ever met by far. So you're very, very lucky to have her. And I'll say something, 25 years ago tonight, I was living in Katamon with Galen, David, and Chaim. And 25 years ago tomorrow night, I met Imma for the first time. So it happens to work out pretty nicely, because that was the day that everything changed in amazing ways. So always follow what Imma does, and you'll be sure to have always move in the right direction. You're very lucky because you have these role models, but you're also an amazing person in your own right. You're someone I'm proud of, you're someone Imma's proud of, you're someone we're all proud of, someone who's beautiful, who's capable, who's talented, who's smart, who can do anything you put your mind to, and who's also so funny. And those are all things that put you in great stead, are going to keep you going in wonderful ways. Just always grow, always remember how much we're proud of you and how much we love you, and keep doing what you're doing because you're amazing. I love you.
Welcome to this very special evening, a night we have been anticipating for such a long time. Thank you to all of you who have joined us and are participating in this exciting occasion. This time our guest list was quite exclusive, and everyone who is here is very important to Batsheva and our family. We appreciate your time, and for some of you schlepping to take a PCR test in order to join us here at the Bat Mitzvah. To all of Batsheva's aunts and uncles and cousins who are unable to come from the United States, we miss you more than you can imagine, and look forward to the day we get to be with one another once again. I would like to say an extra special thank you to Batsheva's grandparents, Nana and Papa, and Saba and Savta. They say it takes a village to raise a child, but in our case, that village is 4 devoted, fun, and involved grandparents who give all of our children unconditional love while constantly finding ways to be there for them in all phases of their lives. Our children have been and continue to be shaped and enhanced by your nurturing presence in their lives, as well as by your sterling example. We are so fortunate and grateful that we are celebrating Batsheva's Bat Mitzvah together in person with you. And now, to the girl of the hour, Batsheva. You have brought so much bracha and personality to our family. It would take hours and hours to list all the thousands of reasons why. But because 7 is our special number, I want to share with you 7 wonderful things that I love about you. 1, I love the fact that you're curious about the world we live in. From the Spanish flu, to different countries, to the price of real estate in Ramat Beit Shemesh, to the number of stairs there are from the street to the beach in Netanya. You ask tons of questions and you remember so many details about the ideas and things that fascinate you. 2, I love when you push your outer limits and are willing to take risks. In both swimming and gymnastics, you have proven to be daring and adventurous. You have been the youngest in your gymnastics club for years, and you fearlessly challenge yourself to learn new techniques, like flying in the air and scaring the daylights out of me. 3, I love our Friday nights together time when everyone else goes to shul. It's the absolute best. It is so much fun cuddling and chatting with you, catching up on the week and the latest real estate projects. And yes, we are besties. 4, I love your amazing sense of humor and your ability to make everyone laugh. You have mastered the art of storying, and you're the ultimate entertainer. Whether you're making YouTube vlogs, singing Eden Ben Zakrin songs, or imitating teachers in a tasteful way, you do a great job of bringing laughter into our home. 5, I love how responsible and accountable you have become. In the summer when we started learning Mesilat Yesharim together, you suggested strategies to implement these important ideas and to hold us accountable for what we learned. This past week, you were responsible for doing Mishmarot for the first time. I must say, Abba and I were a little nervous that you would oversleep, but you took your responsibility very seriously, set your alarm, and made sure you got out of the house on time. 6, I love how smart you are. You remember details that I've never noticed. Your teachers are impressed with what you do in school, but maybe even more you show insight and understanding things that can be surprising for a 12-year-old. 7, I love how self-aware you can be of what is going on around you, sometimes to the point where you recognize that you did something wrong and want to apologize. The best part is that you write the best apology and love letters. I cherish each and every one and have saved most of them. No, I won't read them out loud now, but like you, they're unique, heartfelt, and beautiful. Batsheva, I can go on forever, but I think people here tonight would rather hear your speech than mine. Always remember that you are an amazing, talented, and wonderful person, and we couldn't be more proud of you than we already are. Mazal tov, and we love you.
Mic drop. Wait. מרים הנביאה מופיעה בפרשת שמות. לפני כמה חודשים התחלתי ללמוד עם אבא שלי אנשים צדקניות בתנ"ך. חשוב מאוד לציין שנשים כמו אמהות, בתיה, ציפורה, מרים והרבה אחרות הם מודלים לחיקוי בשבילי. הערב אני רוצה לדבר על 5 נשים. שרה אמנו, רבקה אמנו, רחל אמנו, מרים ובתשבה, ולהציג כמה מידות טובות שאפשר ללמוד מהדוגמה שלהם. שרה אמנו הייתה בת זוגה של אברהם אבינו, וגם שותפה שלו בכל מה שהוא היה עושה, כדי להודיע לעולם שהשם הוא אחד. חז"ל אומרים ששרה הייתה נביאה, והנבואה שלה הייתה יותר חזקה מהנבואה של אברהם. אכן השם אמר לאברהם, כל אשר תאמר אליך שרה שמה בקולה. זאת אומרת שהקשר בין שרה והקדוש ברוך הוא היה אפילו גדול יותר מהקשר בין השם לאברהם. אנחנו גם רואים ששרה חיכתה הרבה זמן לפני שנולד לה בן. היא הייתה בת 90 שנה כשנולד יצחק. על כל הפנים היא לא איבדה את האמונה שלה, וחיכתה בסבלנות עד שהשם ישלים את ההבטחה שלו. כולנו יכולים ללמוד משרה אמנו, להפנים את המידות של אמונה וסבלנות. רבקה אמנו מדגימה מידות אחרות, כאשר עבד אברהם ביקש ממנה להתחתן עם יצחק אבינו. היא הייתה מוכנה לעזוב את משפחתה וללכת למקום רחוק מביתה. קשה לנו להבין אומץ כזה. התורה גם מספרת שיצחק אבינו אהב את עשיו ורבקה אהבה את יעקב. אבל לא רק שיצחק אהב את עשיו, אלא הוא אהב אותו, כמו שכתוב בתורה, כי צד בפר. זאת אומרת, בגלל איזושהי סיבה. למרות זאת, רבקה אהב את יעקב, והתורה לא נותנת סיבה לאהבה זו. רבקה אוהב את יעקב בלי שום סיבה, רק מפני שום פנה. כולנו יכולים ללמוד מרבקה אמנו, להפנים את המידות של אומץ ואהבה ללא תנאים. רחל אמנו אהבה את אחותה, לאה. חז"ל אומרים שיעקב ולאה חששו שאביהם של רחל ולאה, לבן, ינסה להעלת את יעקב להינשא ללאה במקום לרחל. בגלל זה, יעקב מסר סימנים לרחל, כדי שהוא יכול לדעת אם הכאה בשעת החתונה היא באמת רחל. אבל לפני החתונה, רחל חשבה על הבושה שזה יגרום ללאה אם היא לא יודעת את הסימנים. וסוף סוף רחל מסרה ללאה את הסימנים, כדי שהיא לא תתייבש. חז"ל גם אומרים שהחסד הזה היה יותר גדול שהוא ממש גורם לגאולה. היה קשה לרחל ללדת, ורק אחרי שנולדה 10 בנים ליעקב, השם ענה לדפנות של רחל, ונולד יוסף. כפי שכתוב בתורה, היא קראה לו יוסף בגלל 2 סיבות. 1, שאסף אלוקים את חרבתי, ו2, יוסף השם לי בן אחר. זאת אומרת שמצד אחד היא ראתה את יוסף כמתנה הכי גדולה שאפשר, ומצד שני התפללה באותו דקה שהשם ייתן לה עוד בן. היא הודעה לה וגם היא הבינה שיש עוד לעשות. כולנו יכולים ללמוד מרחל אמנו, להפנים את המידות של אהבת אחים ורצון לעשות עוד ועוד. מרים הנביאה מופיעה בפרשת שמות, כאשר האח שלה, משה רבנו, היה תינוק, כשהוא הושלך בתיבה אל הנהר במצרים. היא חיכתה בצד לראות מה יהיה, וכאשר בת פרעה מצאה את משה, מרים אמרה לה שהיא יכולה להביא מינקת בשבילו. איזו אכפתיות הייתה לה, וכמה היא דאגה להחיה. כאשר השם קרא את הים, והמצרים טבעו בים, משה והגברים שרו שירה, ומרים הובילה את הנשים בשירה. היא לא רק עשתה את מה שמשה עשה, אלא גם הובילה את הנשים בריקודים. כדי להיות מנהיג, פירושו לקחת את זמן. כולנו יכולים ללמוד מרים להפנים את המידות של אהבת החיים ומנהיגות. בתשבה הייתה אשת דוד המלך, וגם האמא של שלמה המלך, לפני מיתת דוד. לא היה ברור מי ימלוך אחריו, אבל בתשבה עבדה קשה, כדי להיוודא ששלמה יהיה המלך החדש. בגלל היוזמה שלה, היא נעשתה לאמא של המלך, מה שגם אומר, סבתא רבא של מלך המשיח. בתשבה לא רק חשבה מה שקורה, על מה שקורה עכשיו, אלא על מה שיהיה בעתיד ולעתיד לבוא. כולנו יכולים ללמוד מבתשבה להפנים את המידות של תקווה בעתיד. היום אנחנו חוגגים את בת המצווה שלי. אבל בת מצווה לא רק מסיבה, היום אני מקבלת אחריות על עצמי, על עשיית המצוות, אכפתיות לכלל ישראל. לתורה ולארץ, כמו אנשים הצדקניות שבאו לפניי. אני מתפללת להשם שהוא יעזור לי ולנו לעשות כל מה שתחתנו, לעשות הטוב והישר בנשם. I want to thank lots of people. First of all, I want to thank my Imma for working so hard on my bat mitzvah. I couldn't ask for a better bat mitzvah than this. Thank you for always being there for me and helping me out with anything I ask for. I love learning with you. I love you. I also want to thank Abba for working so hard for my bat mitzvah and learning with me for this day. Thank you for always making me laugh and helping me out with everything. I love you. Thank you, Betty, for being my best friend and playing with me basketball and always playing with me. I love you. Thank you, Meira, for making me really good food and being an amazing sister even when I get on your nerves. I love you. Thank you, Tali, for helping me out choose what clothes I should wear, even though you can be pretty bossy. I appreciate the advice and you're an amazing sister. I love you. Thank you, Nutella, for making me laugh all the time and being the best older brother you could. I love you. Thank you, Yaakov, for playing press late at night. I love you. Thank you, Ellie, for being the best of the best older sister. I know that I can always come to you when I'm sad and always cheer me up. I love you. Thank you, Papa, for playing with me and making me laugh every single time I see you. I wish I could see you every day. I love you. Thank you, Nana, for always taking me places and having a blast. Also for helping with my homework. I wish I could see you every day. I love you. Thank you, Saba, for always talking to me and playing with me and laughing with me. I love you. Thank you, Safta, for buying me all my clothes and taking me shopping. I'm so happy you and Saba live so close that I can get to see you all the time. I love you. David, Tammy, and Rivka, I love it when we go together and hang out together. Thanks for being here tonight and for being so great. Yona, Neely, and Gali, I'm so glad that I have cousins like you who are so close in age. We always have so much fun together, and I'm so glad that we can celebrate my bat mitzvah together. To Amy, Adam, Lisa, David, Gabe, Amy, Ariel, Elisheva, Yoey, Elon, Neely, Jack, Maya, Evan, and Wally. You're such an important part of our family, and I love the time that we spent together. I wish you could be here, but I still love you. Thank you, everyone, for coming to my bat mitzvah. I hope you all enjoy the rest of the party.